All right, today we're going on a bit of a hunt. We are diving deep into the life of one of the most common and, let's be honest, frustrating parts of our digital world, the software bug.
You know the feeling, right? That moment of just pure frustration when your screen freezes up. A button does absolutely nothing or an app just completely gives up on you. It's a universal experience, and man, is it infuriating.
Well, what you just experienced, that was a software bug in action. And for the next few minutes, we're going to become bug detectives. We're going to follow its secret journey, all the way from the second it's spotted to the moment it's finally squashed.
Okay, so before we can track our target, we've got to know exactly what we're looking for. So let's start with the absolute basics. What exactly is a software bug?
You know, in the software world, the official term is a defect, but really what it is a gap. It's the gap between the plan, what the software was supposed to do, and the reality of what the code actually does. It's an unexpected detour.
And here's something that's absolutely crucial to understand. The goal isn't to create flawless, 100% bug-free software. I mean, that's practically impossible. The real goal is defect management. It's all about having a system to find, track, and reduce bugs to make the software as solid as it can be.
And that whole management process, well, that brings us to the core of our story today, the bug's life cycle. This isn't just chaos, you know? It's a highly structured journey with very, very specific stages.
So, in a perfect world, a bug follows what developers like to call the happy path. It starts out as new the second it's found. Then a manager assigns it to a developer. That developer marks it active when they start working. Once they think they've got a fix, it goes to test. If everything checks out, it's verified. And finally, the best status of them all, closed. Problem found, problem solved. Clean and simple.
But let's be real, the path is rarely that simple. A bug's journey can take all sorts of weird detours. It might get rejected because, whoops, that bug was actually how the feature was supposed to work. It could be a duplicate of a bug someone else already found. Or it might get deferred, pushed to a future update if it's not a huge deal right now. And then there's the most frustrating one of all, reopened. That's when the so-called fix fails and the bug comes roaring right back.
So this whole tracking system is great, right? But it all hinges on one critical piece of information. How does a developer, who could be anywhere in the world, know exactly what went wrong, and more importantly, how to make it happen again so they can fix it?
Well, the answer to that is one of the most important documents in all of software development, the bug report. You can think of this as the bug's official identity card. It's everything you need to know about it.
A really clear bug report is the absolute key to getting a quick fix. It starts with a simple summary, kind of like a newspaper headline. Then, and this is the most critical part, the steps to reproduce, an exact step-by-step recipe to make the bug appear on command. Finally, the report has to clearly state the actual result versus the expected result, showing precisely where things went off the rails.
Okay, so a bug's been found, it's been perfectly reported, but now what? With maybe dozens or even hundreds of bugs in the queue, how on earth do teams decide what to fix first? Well, it all comes down to two crucial and often confused concepts: severity and priority.
It's actually pretty simple when you break it down like this. Severity asks a technical question. How much damage is this bug doing? Does it crash the entire system, or does it just, make a logo look a little crooked? Priority, on the other hand, is a business question. How urgently do we need to fix this thing to keep our customers happy and meet our goals?
So to make these decisions, teams use a pretty simple scale. Severity can be anything from critical, we're talking total system failure, all the way down to low, like a minor typo. Priority goes from high, which means drop everything and fix this now, to low, which is more like get to it when you can. And here's where it gets interesting. They don't always match. You could have a critical bug that crashes a feature nobody uses, making it high severity but low priority. Meanwhile, a tiny typo on the company's homepage, that's super low severity, but you can bet it's a high priority fix.
So the bottom line is this. Severity is all about the technical impact. It's usually set by the testers, and it doesn't really change. Priority is all about the business needs. It's set by the managers, and it can change all the time depending on deadlines or what users are saying.
So, we've followed this bug from the moment it was discovered, through its diagnosis, all the way to deciding its fate. But why? Why go through all this trouble? Why is this whole structured process so important?
It really all comes back to this one big idea. This discipline process isn't just about zapping errors. It's about building trust. It's the hidden engine of quality that's always working behind the scenes to make our digital world a little more stable and reliable.
When you get right down to it, the life cycle of a software bug isn't just a technical workflow. It's a system for communication and teamwork that transforms the potential chaos of software errors into an orderly, manageable journey toward a better, more functional product for all of us.
And that is the full life story of a software bug. So I'll leave you with a question to think about. What's the most memorable, or maybe just the weirdest bug you've ever run into? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.